What's up, everyone? It's the God, Young Montu-Ra, and welcome to Montu-Ra, the podcast, where I talk about the good, the bad, and the downright dirty of music, business, and spirituality. What's up, my gods and goddesses? And we are back with another episode of Montu-Ra, the podcast. This is episode 4. Super grateful for all the feedback I've been receiving, and we're going to continue to move through this process together. So we're going to talk about this week's cosmic forecast, June 5th to June 11th. Hope everybody's feeling light and bright from this full moon in Sagittarius. If you weren't able to check out that, go ahead and tap back into episode 3. We do a whole full breakdown on the strawberry full moon in Sagittarius. So with this coming week, the moon is starting to wane now. Now we're getting ready again for this new period. This new moon is going to happen in Gemini, and we'll talk about that as we continue to move forward throughout the week. But today we're going to do a brief synopsis on the energy, and then we're going to talk a bit more about Venus getting into Leo. So right now the sun is in Gemini until about the 21st of June. So knowledge and diversity is still motivating us right now. We might be a bit more social, intellectual, because we're getting a bit more curious under this influence, especially with that full moon in Sagittarius. That was something that really started to open up our mind and kind of brighten our horizons. But I want people to understand with this Gemini sun, we don't want to scatter our energy too much to being too curious. We have to stay aware of all our options, but we need to have that focus to be able to have this energy work for us. So that sun in Gemini is definitely helping us to be a bit more versatile and communicate a bit better. We do have Mercury finally out of that shadow phase. We have everything working for us. Next, obviously, we know Mercury is still in Taurus. Like I said before, this is probably the longest transit known to man, right? Okay, so, and woman, right? But with Mercury still in Taurus, our thinking is still down to earth, right? We're building that solid foundation like we talked about to stay grounded in our mental, to stay grounded in our dreams and things like that. We're not getting too excited. We're not getting too low. We're staying balanced. So that means like common sense and this just a downright good way of thinking. We're not being too high. We're not getting too low. We're being more deliberate under this influence. So our minds are more oriented to, like I said, the 5 senses. So we prefer the tried and true rather than new ways of thinking. Like I said with this before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it while Mercury still is in Taurus. So Venus right now is in Cancer as I record this, but on June 5th, once this is released, it will start to transition into Leo. So right now, since May 7th to about June 5th, it's been in Cancer. We've been very nurturing. We've probably been protective, maybe even self-protected, and a bit cautious as well. But we're going to experience a lot of emotional ups and downs because we have to remember, Cancer, the ruler of Cancer is the moon. So that's an emotional wave we've been dealing with for quite some time now. So like I said, this Cancerian love with Venus is making us be a bit more dedicated, maybe warm and devoted as we continue to live our life for our families, maybe live a lot for the outside world. We might even be a bit more cuddly and affectionate with our loved ones. But I do think us feeling a bit of security has brought us to the forefront. And I do see that changing while Venus gets into Leo. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So Mars is in Leo from May 20th to about July 10th. This is an epic time. We've been talking about this for months now, waiting for that passion, waiting for that fire to get us riled up, because this Mars energy is giving us that self-confidence. We're going to feel like the stars of the show. This is giving our spirit that vitality that we've been searching for. So I tell everybody, go after what you want in the most direct manner. When Mars was in Cancer, there wasn't a sense of being direct. It was almost, we had to kind of make sure we didn't ruffle too many feathers or make sure that we didn't hurt anybody's feelings. with us saying different things of how we felt. But while Mars is in Leo, I'm telling everybody to be direct, desire the dramatic results in your life, and don't worry about the details right now. The least complicated route to our goals, I believe, is going to be the best route. So the path of least resistance using this Mars energy in Leo, I think, is our best bet. So next, we're going to talk about that Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter is still in Taurus, making its way, making us feel a bit more comfortable, bringing us that security. Remember, we still have the stellium there with the several planets. We're talking Mercury, Uranus, uh, Jupiter's there, and our North Node is there. So we're dealing with our destiny still. But this Jupiter in Taurus is bringing us these opportunities. I still want us to be patient. I'm even telling myself in my own life to be patient because we are building this foundation. And this is going to be our springboard for the next several years. So I want people to kind of understand where we're headed. But during this cycle, I do see our basic needs being met. We might feel more satisfied to pursue other goals as well. So good fortune is coming for all of us. So I want to talk about next is Saturn. Of course, Saturn, we all love Saturn. Saturn is in Pisces from March 7th, 2023 till about May 24th, 2025. It's going to go retrograde during this period. And then from September 1st, 2025 until about February 13th, 2026. So I do see this being maybe a bit of frustration kind of coming up with us achieving our goals in a practical manner. But I do see us all using this to integrate in our life the material and non-material, the spiritual and the actual outside world, is like I like to say. But we will be a bit comfortable. I do see this maybe kind of impacting us to be a bit more vulnerable and maybe showing our weaknesses, but this can actually work in our favor. I do see us allowing ourselves to be human, right? We know Saturn is about those limitations. Saturn is the energy that puts us in check, father time, that pan energy. But I do see us understanding our limitations and then directing our energies and asking the Most High for guidance. So I do think it being in Pisces, that spiritual realm, the unknown, I do see it working in our favor. If you're like me, I'm always rooting for the underdog. So don't get too comfortable, but also continue to work hard as well. So I want to go next to Uranus, or Uranus, however you want to say it. It's still in Taurus. This daggone transit is going to be here till about 2026. So we got some time. We are approaching money and personal possessions in new ways with this energy because we're learning to free ourselves from certain material constraints, right? So innovative ways to make ourselves comfortable might emerge. They probably already have for some of us. So that's epic. But I do see us maybe expressing sensuality, self-love, body love. Maybe we want to pamper ourselves a little bit, or maybe not so much. Above all, we're challenging what we previously valued during this cycle. So when I always talk about Uranus, there can be those abrupt changes with our money, our valuables, our possessions. We're still talking about that Taurus energy is still in effect. So there might be some reshuffling of our priorities and values. I do want to say that income is going to be a very big thing coming in on the outside world. We always see the banks. We've been seeing the banks crashing. We've been seeing a lot of different things with the currencies. Inflation is at an all-time high. It's going to continue to get higher. But I do think this is going to bring us like progressive ideas to the world of business and new ways of doing business, making money, maybe even viewing and handling money are likely to be a benefit. So our income and the energy we put into making money can be a difference in how we actually use and achieve the desires that we are looking for. So next, Pluto. This transit, I mean, like I say, Pluto is a lifelong, it's a generational planet. So this is a planet of rebirth. Our destiny is being impacted right now. This transit is going to insist that we connect with our core purpose and our deeper sense of our own power. I love that. New levels of intimacy, not only with others, but with ourselves. We're going to discover and uncover those type of issues in our own personal life. So this transiting Pluto is going to bring intensity and focus to our daily life and to years to come. So I do love Pluto because it's going to break the illusion in search of the utter truth. So definitely we're going to have a lot of people tapping in to that spiritual journey. They're going to be going down that rabbit hole. They're going to be taking that red pill in the weeks and months and years to come. So I am excited about that. So as we continue to move forward, I do want to spend some time on Venus getting into Leo. This transit is going to be here longer than usual because it is going to go retrograde July 22nd to September 3rd. And it's going to be here June 5th to October 8th. So we have some time with this magnificent Venus in Leo energy. I want people to understand we're going to take pride in our love, and we might even be a bit more generous with our money as well. Remember, Taurus is, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And while Jupiter is still in Taurus, the finances, our resources, this is getting magnetized to the utmost importance because this is helping us to express how we feel about our finances and resources. Maybe this energy is going to help us and drive us to get the lifestyle that we desire. But this is an extravagant placement for Venus. Love is a bit of a game by game, maybe play by play type energy because we want to feel that romance, that stage of our relationship that feeds our attention, our acknowledgement, maybe feeling validated, being adored, right? So this energy is giving us, while Venus starts to get into Leo, we want to be pampered. We want to be admired. And that could come out from your job, from your relationship, just from your home life, just for anything that you do. But I do see us having a sense of pride and passion. That is what this cycle, that is what this transit is really trying to tell us. We have a strong ego investment in our love lives during this period. The negative expression, I like to talk about both poles, is that this placement can make us a bit like we're overstating or overestimating. I want everybody to just keep it simple and understand that anything in excess is not going to be beneficial for us moving forward. So this Venus in Leo cycle can be strong and profitable, maybe for contests, somebody or you might win the lottery. I don't know. Parties are going to be very important during this cycle. Maybe recreational activities. There is going to be some drama, but you know what I like to say, save the drama for your mama. You understand what I'm saying? So jewelry is going to be very important. Costumes, maybe art dealings. These are the things that represent this Venus energy. And while it's in Leo, this creative sign, this generous sign, we're dealing with our heart center again. So the warmth of the love we have for others, maybe the love we have for our work, I do see this catapulting us to that next level, to getting us to the frequency that we really truly desire. And we want to stand out. We want to be remarkable. We want to feel special during this period. So I see some of us maybe changing our outfits, changing our wardrobe. Like I said, pampering ourselves. Maybe you want to get a massage or get your hair done. I wish I could get my hair done. But you might want to do some of these things because that's what this energy is doing for us. It's making us feel good about ourselves. And we know with that Leo energy being the star of the show, that is what I like to say, is that this energy is helping us to understand that we are all stars of our own shows. So when Venus, the planet of love, money, and desire, joins with Leo, expressive and courageous energy, it's a direct invitation to live and love out loud. Don't go hiding under a rock. Let people know who you are and you will get rewarded. So Leo, the zodiac sign that rules the heart, like I said, and Venus, this romantic side, is extra extra on this new transit. It's going to be extra, I'm telling you. But Venus like sweet and calm cooperation. So this energy might take us for a wild ride with Leo, the lion, who prefers things a bit more dramatic. Ooh, I like that. So I want people to understand when lovely Venus does enter Leo, finally, this is going to be very expressive. We're going to shout our love from the rooftops. Like I said, don't go hiding under a rock. Make yourself known in every situation. Obviously, keep the balance. We don't want to overdo it, like I talked about with Leo, wanting to be overly extravagant. I like to have nice things as well, so I can understand that. But understanding that we don't need to show off in a sense, but we can have that piece of ourselves just by feeling beautiful, just by speaking that to ourselves in the mirror. But we're speaking from our heart, and that's what I love about this energy. We're actually speaking our truth. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you ruffle any feathers speaking your truth. I advise you to do so. But you can expect maybe some playful dates. Maybe you might want to decorate your house. It's going to be loud and lovely. And I do see feelings will be expressed now, one way or the other. Definitely continue to speak your truth. But with this energy, you know, we all want to be adored. There's not going to be anything that's simple. What I mean with this energy, right? So it's time to take risks. It's time to make those grand gestures. It's not time to play it safe anymore. We've done that. We've cleaned out everything that we needed on our emotional capacity that we've been able to kind of let go, or maybe not. But this is the time to act grand. This is the time to move things forward and push the needle as far as we can. So clearly, love isn't calm or easygoing while Venus is in Leo. While the lion just wants to play and enjoy life, Leo is also a sign that's full of drama. And if we feel like we're not getting the attention or recognition we deserve, this energy might have us lash out at our lovers. So I'm telling everybody right now, if we know where we're headed, if we know what the energy is possessing, we know what it holds, now we're able to actually use it. So we are a step ahead when this energy starts to integrate in our own personal lives and around the world. So we'll probably see a lot of different things lashing out, a lot of scandals coming up with this energy, because everybody, not everybody, but things are made for or designed for people to do anything for the attention. And we are going to see that play out in the weeks and months ahead. So during this transit, we may even start a passionate argument to kind of stir things up, just to be the center of attention. But I want people to understand this isn't something that we need to like feed off of, right? It's us being able to understand that we are all the center of attention if we understand who we are. And I think that's the focus I want to talk about more so than kind of the outside world is going to have these different things happen to get our attention, right? So we have to understand that and be prepared and aware of what this energy is coming with. So I do see money is a means to an end though with Venus and Leo. It's not all about the finances and resources. I think this energy is all about ourselves and the ones that we care about. So we might feel like $1,000,000 as we move forward with this transit. We know Leo is an extravagant sign and appreciates the glitz and the glamour, but we might feel that just on our own personal being, and I love that. It's going to be a natural feeling to want to maybe splurge on yourself during this transit. And I'm telling you, always do it in moderation, but definitely do things for yourself during this period. Because pampering ourselves will only bring us a certain amount of satisfaction, right? So Leo is supremely generous sign, but I want people to not do over the amount needed for others if you aren't getting reciprocated. Don't be spending your money unwisely and doing these over-the-top gifts for people that aren't going to appreciate that. Or don't do it over yourself to maybe you feel like you need to let others know that you're killing it in life. I'm telling everyone, we're all killing it in life, but this is a great time for us to focus on ourselves and appreciate ourselves, because Venus has been in Cancer, and that motherly energy, that nurture, is really there to help others, protect others. Now it's time to protect ourselves with this passion that we have just for living life. So Venus in Leo is an especially colorful time that can and will re-energize our relationship with others. ourselves and remind us that life without a little bit of fun and excitement, is no life at all. I love that. So some of the traits that I did talk about with Venus transiting finally in the fire sign of Leo, I'm saying it's going to be very playful. We're going to have a lot of fun. It might even be a bit extravagant. Watch your bank accounts, okay? And then it's going to be a bit dramatic. And you know what I like to say, save it for your mama. We don't have time for that. But that energy is going to come out some way or another. It's going to be very glamorous, courageous. We're going to be big-hearted during this time, childlike and unrestricted. And I want to talk about being that child. This is like a quick story. I always see kids maybe acting a fool when they don't get what they want, and they just won't stop, right? Have you ever seen kids in a grocery store, or they're just crying and crying? They ain't gonna stop, and we know why. It's because they didn't get what they want. They're not getting what they want right then. And I think as we get older, we start to dial that energy back. We're like, it's, oh, we can't complain about what we don't have, or we can't keep fighting for what we believe, because now we're going to act like we're acting out like a child. And I'm saying this child energy is coming out in all of us. Sometimes we have to act like a child. Sometimes we have to spaz out in the great direction of our goals, never giving up, never quitting, continue to persevere. That is the energy I'm talking about. Not throwing tantrums, but I'm talking about never giving up, being childlike, continuing to ask if you get those no's, continuing to promote yourself if nobody's liking it, or seeing your vision, continuing to go for it and believing in yourself. And I do think this Venus energy in Leo is going to help us to have that huge impact in our life moving forward. And I'm super excited about it because we're just getting finished with this full moon in Sagittarius, that fire sign, that spiritual sign, that energy, that adventurer. We're finally breaking through with this new journey in our life. This is the beginning that I've been talking about for months. If you have been following me online, this is it for us. We have everything working in our favor, and I'm excited about what's ahead in all of our lives. So this week, I do see us feeling a bit hungry. We're going to be hungry for those new experiences. We're going to want to learn because of this full moon energy finally making its way through, right? We're going to be ready to dive deeper into our souls because this is reinforcing that excitement with Mercury aligning with Uranus. I cannot say that enough. Expect the unexpected. We're going to feel inspired during the beginning of this week, right? We're going to connect better with our communication in new and fresh ways. I do see this is a time for mental breakthroughs, innovative thinking, and perhaps we might be a little too geeked up and our nervous system might get a little shocked, but don't be too worried about that. This is a great time for us to really not necessarily be content, but understanding that there's something on the horizon for us that we are going to connect with. So those old ideas, those recycled ideas, doing those repetitive processes or tasks, they aren't going to have that much for us as we continue to move forward. So we might stir things up a little bit. This energy might shock others with our innovative opinions, with our ideas, and the way we are communicating. Our senses may be overloaded, though. We're talking about this Gemini energy is still upon us. So let's not get too scatterbrained, too impulsive, or impatient. Like I said before on episode 3 of the full moon in Sagittarius, is channeling this energy. It has finally arrived. Now we're going to get the details on how we're going to get to our goals. I said everyone to shoot for the stars, shoot for that bullseye, shoot in the arrow of our dreams, and we will get the details as we continue to move towards our dreams. And I know that's easier said than done. We all want to have it figured out. I know me included. I want to have everything figured out to a T, but sometimes we just take those risks and just shoot for the stars, and then somehow the Most High lines everything up for us right on time. It may not be on our time, but I know for sure it's right on time. So I want people to kind of understand that. Continue to trust your process as well. that's kind of what's really going on this week. Not too much besides this Venus in Leo. So you know I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I do love to hear myself talk. It's the God Young Montu-Ra. I will be back again with episode 5. I'm not sure what the topic's going to be, but it's going to be epic. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. It's the God Young Montu-Ra, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.